Hello, Facebook community. Hello, y'all. Hello. I clicked in a little bit early. However, I'm fine with that. How you all doing today? How you all doing today? This is Coach Marsha coming to you. Today, I just finished closing out a few discharge upgrade claims today, sent to my people so they can make sure that they're doing their part, right? And what I wanted to do is come on here and discuss the recap. Yes, the recap. Um, yeah, the sit down. I call it the sit down, the recap live with Coach Marsha from the podcast. Yes, I thank all of you for your support and going out to all the different streaming platforms to be able to listen to the podcast. I thank you so much. The feedback has been phenomenal. And I just want to say thank you, right? And then decided to do to sit down with you all, do a recap because quite a few people had questions, right? And I couldn't get to all of the questions at the same time, during that time. So I dedicated today for those questions because like life has been life and business has been booming and just trying to make some moves and preparing for Veterans Day. USAW's inaugural Veterans Day event for November the 15th, 2025 here in Killeen, Texas. Hold on for 1 minute. I'll be right back to get some documents off of the printer. Had to get the notes for today because I want to stay on target because I can just get to talking and talking and talking and talking, but I want to make sure that I stay on target here, what we're talking about. And first of all, like I said, I just want to thank you all for rocking with me with Let's Talk All Things VA with Coach Marsha. And our first episode is simply defining what is a veteran, right? You're still a veteran. What is it? And what is a veteran? And with that, I just want to say, so I in the first episode, what I did is I challenged or I informed others what veteran means, right? Let me pause this. I was sitting here and praising God. That's what I'm doing because you got to get in the right headspace to be able to do what I do, right? And and yeah, you just got to be in the right headspace to do what you do. And And what I did is I wanted to challenge the ideal that honor and benefits only belong to a few, right? That's not true. Every veteran, regardless of how you got out, deserves access to resources and recognition you earned through your service, right? And that's the heartbeat of that. That is the heartbeat of you're still a veteran. To educate, empower, and equip you with the knowledge so you can go out and get yours. Now, mind you, all veterans fact, because one of the my fellow veterans was like, "So you mean to tell me that all that you know that regardless of the discharge, that all veterans, are entitled to benefits?" And I would have to tell you, it's a case by case basis, right? You can't just lump everybody into one pot, right? It's different ingredients in that pot. Is a reason why, right? And if it was you, if it was you on the negative side of a discharge, you will want an individual like myself to fight for you, right? So it's important that, you take that what if it was you, right? How do you make the regulation work for you? And that is what I do. Now, every veteran comes through my door. Are they entitled to benefits? Are they entitled to a discharge upgrade? Are they entitled to receive compensation for some of the conditions that they're dealing with? Unfortunately, not. However, what we do is we find means, we find a way so we can be able to get them some resources. It might not come from the VA. It might come from another organization, another community partner that just wants to serve veterans, not just honorably discharged veterans, but veterans, because stuff happens, you know, stuff happens. And but do we discard our brothers and sisters in arms? And that's simply, I was just giving the definition of what the Veterans Benefits Administration has deemed what a veteran is, right? I was given the definition straight out of the 38 CFR. And I'm going to tell y'all, it ruffled some feathers there. Well, I served my country 30 plus years. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your honorable service. Thank you. And then I go on and listen to this tantrum. And I go back to, I thank you. I thank you for your service. Is there any way that we here at Your Still Veteran can assist you? Or any of your battle buddies? Or any of your former troops? Well, and then his thing, I don't believe, I don't think. It doesn't matter what you believe or what you think. What matters is what's in that regulation that I am enforcing, that I am bringing awareness to veterans to let them know that it is a possibility that you could potentially see benefits as well as get. So, because if I was to go off of what that 30 plus year veteran said, I will not be able to do what it is that I do confidently. I will be in the same boat as every other veteran who gets out with a negative discharge. There is hope, right? And so, so I just want to say, if you haven't had the chance to listen to the podcast, to check out episode 1, please go check it out. Any from Spotify to, you could go to my website. It's up on the website, www.yourstillaveteran.com. Click on podcast and it'll take you straight to that, and you can listen to it straight from the website. If not that, you can go to Apple, you can go to iHeartRadio, you can go to Notes, wherever, Spotify. So wherever it's a streaming service for podcasts, I'm on it. If I'm not on it, let me know, and I'll make sure that I am on it, right? And then and I just want to say that hearing from you all reminded me of my why I do this, to make sure no veteran feels unseen, unheard, or unworthy. That's all. To make sure no veteran feels unseen, unheard, or unworthy. Guys, like we didn't, and then this is the kicker though. Like most of these veterans have served 15 years, and that last enlistment was the one that got them out on a bad conduct discharge. Don't negate their honorable service, right? And so, and with their honorable service, that's where they're getting their service connection from. Battles, regardless of your branch, regardless of the era, your battle buddies, right? So it is so important that we take off these biases, because in the front line, who cares? The only thing you want to make sure is that person got your front and your back and your sides, and you all come back on that aircraft above the wing and not below in the belly in a casket, right? So have the same process. assist your battles because they're struggling out here. I struggled. I beat myself up, right? And then I got the weight of my battles like, oh, you don't this, you don't that, you don't that. Like you've already beaten yourself up. Okay, let's move on from there, right? Okay. So, with that being said, like let's keep the conversation going. Drop your thoughts, your takeaways, or your questions, and who knows, your story might just inspire the next episode. If it's anything you want to talk about, because I might have an outline. However, if it's a story or or even you might even go come live with me, we go live together and talk. Let's discuss these things, especially in the era that we're in now, with the shutdown going on. People don't know if where their next check is going to come from, or are they going to be able to provide for their families, whether it's mortgages, food, regular stuff of life, right? And so it's outlets that's needed. Like what are the resources? I'm searching. I'm getting my resource list together. I'm getting the list to make sure there are resources that has the funds to be able to assist veterans. We're getting our resources together here to make sure to ensure that we have the funds to be able to assist not only veterans but dependents. We're trying to make sure that we're not just talking about the problem, but we're providing solutions as well, right? And that is so important. And with that being said, let's get into episode 2, from denial to approval. It will show drop on November 15th, all platforms, you know and from denial to approval, right? And then we're going to go deep into what it means to keep fighting after the VA system says no. Like, what does that look like? Why continue to fight? Why should I not give up? Right? And because the truth is, denial doesn't mean defeat. It just means you need to pivot a little bit. You just need to pivot a little bit. Then I'll share steps you could take, how to strengthen your claim, how to stay in the fight until you get what you earned. Because this isn't just about benefits, it's about your breakthrough, right? And then for some people, it validates what they've been going through. It validates that, you hear me, you see me, and I'm worthy. You know, and like I tell everybody, like our process here is that we take on preparing and educating our veterans as if a squad leader is preparing her squad member for promotion board. And in this case, promotion board is the CMP exam. That's the promotion. But before you get to the promotion board, you have to go through the soldier of the quarter, soldier of the month, soldier of the year. So, and here, what we do is that our strategy is built off of that foundation, something that I know very well, in being going to multiple boards, as well as even submitting my packet, having my packet submit to the Sergeant First Class Board. I was promotable, E6 promotable, before I got myself in trouble, right? And my first look, I got picked up for 7, right? I got in trouble. I had my court martial. I think I found out I was getting promoted in September, October 2020. I forgot. But I was picking up, I got picked up 7 my first look, right? 2009. I picked up 7 my first look, and I got flagged, right? Because I was getting ready to go through a court martial. I would have been Sergeant First Class Marsha Martin come that December 1st, 2009. So going into the new year, I would have, baby, senior non-commissioned officer, right? But I messed that up. So I know what it is to send a packet, how to prepare yourself for each level, right? And so, what does that packet look like? Getting my packet together, because all they see is a picture in a packet, right? For the E7 board. And then, but the other boards, it's all about the knowledge, right? The regulation, going into the regulation and seeing what that regulation states about that contention that you're claiming. And with that, like, okay, then you look and see, where do I fit in this? And then if you fit, because we don't be telling no lies here, right? You know, we tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. And so, and what you do is, if you've experienced that, that was your experience. And that experience has went from where it is 1970, in the 70s, the 60s, whatever, all over here until today. And so, and if that thing has affected your quality of life, it's constant, it's severe, and it's affecting your quality of life today, claim it. You just have to know what to communicate. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with getting a little assistance, because you get so frustrated and get so angry at the system, but it's really not the system, it's what you're communicating. And so, even in a later episode, I'll be talking about that. What to communicate, why it's so important that your language needs to line up with the language of the 38 CFR. That is so important. The language needs your language, meaning that what you communicate to your primary care provider, your specialty providers, as well as what you write, needs to align with the 38 CFR. So I done gave y'all a lot right there, because as you know, this is my baby. I love this, and I love for us to win, especially in this area of our life, because it's a game changer, right? It's a game changer for those who really need it, like all of us need it. It's just a game changer because it can change so much in your lives, for your family, for you. Like, it's a lifeline. It is a true lifeline. And so, with that being said, I just thank you all so much for the support. I thank you even for logging on today, right now, hearing me. And if you are catching the replay, I thank you as well. And so, go ahead, mark your calendars, October 15th, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, right? And follow Let's Talk All Things VA with Coach Marsha on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and share with other veterans who needs this reminder, right? And I'm Coach Marsha, and this has been the Sit Down, the Recap Live. Remember, you are still a veteran, and your story matters, and your benefits matter too. What? Yes. I'll see you in episode 2, From Denial to Approval. Until then, keep believing, keep standing, and keep showing up for yourself. Have an amazing day. How do I do this here?